All right, I have my air box cleaner off. You know, the 4 clips to take the top hat off of the throttle body. You loosen up that screw, and it'll either slide up or rip off like mine did. We're changing the injectors, so we gotta take that fuel rail loose, pull off these cables for the throttle. You just pop it off, and the other two slide off. So now I gotta take the throttle bracket off, which is like two 10mm bolts, and then we'll take the, looks like 8mm bolts off the fuel rail, and we'll pull the fuel rail up. All right, the throttle bracket's out of the way. The fuel rail bolts end up being 10mm. They came out with a hex impact, pretty easy, swivel on the rear one. Other than that, deep well 10mm, should take them all out. Maybe a shallow will work. One was a stud, but wasn't that bad of an issue. So now I'm gonna leave them connected in, try doing it with the line hooked up. It should have enough flex everywhere to pull the fuel rail up, and I'll show you some other stuff. So, doing these injectors. These fuckers, when you get the locks up, like that one, they have tabs in there. I don't know. You can really see that black plastic tab. Well, when you push, like right here, to loosen them, sometimes they don't work. I've ran into this on 4.7s quite a bit. It's just old plastic, old brittle. Don't work. So what we'll do is, I don't know if I'll be able to do this with one hand, but you will get underneath with a pick. I like to use like a 90 pick, and you can pull it off that way. All it does is lift that black piece up that's broken, because this ain't moving anymore. That's injectors. It for now. Let's see if I can zoom in somehow. Well, it's gonna be hard to see. My phone's dumb, doesn't want to focus with like the lighting change. But that's a one hole, just one big hole. See all that crud? That's not good. My bores look like that too. Okay. This new 4-hole. Can I see the 4 holes in there? Looks a lot better. Same connector. But that right there, that is not good. All right, you see how that's kind of black in there? It's gunky. Yeah, nasty cruddy. Well, you don't want that. You want a clean surface. Here's some of the other injectors. Cruddy. You can see that's one hole. You want them clean. You don't want to have problems, issues, whatnot. Check your fuel rail when you pull the clips off. Make sure these come off. These are to a couple of these injectors. Okay, so now I'm going to clean up the bores. Don't scrape it. You want a sealing surface. Now, on like these injectors and stuff, you're looking at it. It looks like it was sealed to the outside still by the O-ring. So all this is like carbon from the inside coming back up. I mean, you're not supposed to have that because it's supposed to spray it and clean it. But gotta love the one-hole design. It could also be oil leaking down a little bit, getting past this O-ring. But if that's getting past, that means air's getting past. And, well, that's a bigger issue on like a mass airflow vehicle, but these are map sensor and speed density. So it's not too big of an issue. It compensates for that. But it's something to look for, something to look out. While you're here, I know my throttle body's probably filthy, but you're here, you have the hat off, you haven't done it. Try to hold a light and phone at the same time. But as you can see, that's dirty. It was dirty. We need to replace the gasket when you do it. I'm not going to do it. Just a few bolts. Should be 4. Looks like 10 millimeter. Pull it up. Clean it with carb cleaner. They say not to on some vehicles, about coatings and stuff like that. But the coating's probably already gone if it had one, so just do it. Clean it. More horsepower. Hey, remember I just mentioned something about checking your fuel rail? Hey, that's the culprits. They stick in there, don't come off the injectors. So make sure they're all accounted for. Every one other one's good. But just pull them out with that. Hey, here's a important issue to adjust. When you put these in, obviously they go in like that. We want to lube these seals. These O-rings. Okay, fuel rail's back on. Put the injector, lube them, put them on the top. These injectors that I came with did not have the hold down, do not use it. There's no way to. The plastic at the end of the injector is there for a reason. Do not try to take them off. And just put it back together. Again, the rubber piece. Make sure you put it back on the air cleaner that was on here. And it's just final assembly. Hook up all your hoses. Put the air cleaner box back in. And give it a try. Last couple of things that should have been first thing, obviously, since you're dealing with fuel. Disconnect the battery. It's always a good idea. And that resets the cam. Keep alive memory for your fuel trims and everything. And it just resets everything because you got new injectors on it. Yeah.